Hello and welcome all to the Literature Zone. So, in this video, I would like to talk about the famous poetry written by John Keats. The poetry name is Ode on a Grecian Urn. Before we get into the poetry, let me talk something about the poet John Keats. John Keats is one of the well-known author lived during Romantic age. So during Romantic age, he belongs to the second generation. He was also a revolutionary poet, and the contemporary poets of John Keats are Shelley, Byron. So coming to John Keats, he has written the famous works like Endymion, The Eve of the Saint Agnes, then Ode to the Nightingale, Ode on Grecian Urn, Ode on Melancholy, and Ode on Psyche. So these are the most important works of John Keats. So he's famously known for his sensuousness. He writes poetry with sensuousness. Okay, and coming to John Keats, his brother name is Tom Keats. He died during a very young age. His story is like a very tragic one. He died because of tuberculosis in the year 1921. And when he was 25 years old, he lost his life. Okay, so let us go into the poetry Ode on a Grecian Urn. So, in this video, I would like to explain the first stanza of the poetry Ode on a Grecian Urn. So, ode, what do you mean by ode? Ode, it is a lyrical form. It is a lyrical form of poetry. So, when you are specially write on something, then you can call that as ode. So, here in this poetry, John Keats was writing about a Grecian urn. Urn is nothing but it is like a flower pot where you can keep your flowers. So usually in hotels and five-star hotels, you can find a decorated, carved urn can be kept on the table for something for a pleasant for to make a pleasant situation. Okay, so let us move on to the first stanza of the poetry. So I just read and explain. Thou still unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time. So these are the famous lines in the poetry called Ode on a Grecian Urn. So see that he opens the he opens the poetry like this. Thou means you. It is an old form of English. You still unravished bride of quietness. He's telling he is looking at the urn and he is telling that you still unravished bright of quietness. Unravished means here it is very young, virgin, fresh. So he is comparing the urn to the bride, the new bride. You know the new bride quality, the chastity, freshness, the pleasant beauty. So he is comparing the urn to the bride. And thou foster child of silence and slow time. Foster child means it is not a original child. He's telling that this particular urn was done, it was created some centuries ago and still it is existing. So it is traveling with the time and it looks very silent as it is a no, it is non-living thing. You can witness that urn. He is telling that the urn looks very silent and it is traveling with the time. That's why he is telling that urn is compared to the bride and it is so quiet and it is traveled by time. And also, he is telling that Sylvan historian. So, on that urn, there are many woods, the nature were engraved on the urn. Sylvan historian, who canst thou express a flowery tale more sweetly than a rhyme? So, he is telling that the man who created that urn could tell many things on the drawings which was engraved on the urn. So more than the words, he's telling that the urn, how the urn was made, the engraved drawings were in such a beautiful way. It was carved by the creator. And see, the urn was consisting of what? What leaf fringed legend haunts about thy shape of deities or mortals or of both. You can find lot of deities and mortals. You know, deities, gods and goddesses. Mortals, human beings. There were many human beings and mortals, like deities were engraved on that urn. In Temp or the Dales of Arcady, what men or gods are these? What maidens lot? He's telling that there was a beautiful valley. It was a beautiful valley in Greece, that is Temp. Temp, it is a valley, and the place Arcady, it is usually mentioned by many poets. It is situated in Greece. So he is telling that so many valleys, gods, goddesses, and mortals were present in that urn. So he is thinking what sort of gods and goddesses, what sort of human beings they are. And what mad pursuit, what struggle to escape, what pipes and timbrels, what wild ecstasy. Actually, you can find a celebrating mode was going on, and he's telling that musical instruments like pipes and timbrels, pipes, flutes, a kind of flute, and timbrels, it is a drum. So many musical instruments were played, and the situation was very in a celebrated mode. So in the first stanza he is talking about the urn. So he's comparing the urn to the bride. So the how the bride is quiet and how the bride is so silent. So he's telling that the urn can be compared to the bride, and he can witness lot of carvings on the urn. So that carvings, he's talking about that carvings, that is mortals and so many gods and goddesses and the nature, a leaf ranged what legend, and all the valleys, all these are present in the urn. So this is what given in the first stanza. I'll meet you in the next video with the forthcoming stanzas. Thank you.